it's not a good swing. The heavy contact is still there occasionally.
Because early extension, if you take that out, that's actually a shallowing mechanism. So by Blair, as he gets a little bit steep, typically as he starts to, now if he got steep here and then started to cover the ball more, you know, less early extension, that actually will get the club, all else being equal, to tip more out, and it's actually going to not be conducive to the ball flight that Blair wants. Right, Blair, welcome down, mate. So what's happening with your game at the moment?
There's not a lot of good to report out of the course, to be fair, mate, but plenty of work getting done in here, but yeah, trying to translate it's the hard part. But the body's always a concern, because it's a lot of the time sitting at the desk during the day and then trying to jump out in the golf course and expecting things to happen. So there's obviously some things I still need to work on to loosen up. So obviously be good to do this again now and see where the body is at, because it's I don't know if it's got better since we last did this or worse. So see what happens.
Well, last time was a little while ago. We've been working together for a while now, so it'd be good to see where the body's at. And in terms of your game, obviously we know what we're working on, but just for the audience's benefit, what you know, what have you been working on? What's your current sort of challenges, ball flight wise?
Obviously, it's been a lot of work on trying to get rid of the steepness and the downswing. So, you know, obviously that can be, as we know, body related to some degree. So, yeah, it's been hard work trying to find the right ways to do that for me. So whether it's wrist, shoulders, body, whatever it is, just get it in the right spot on the way down, get it in a cleaner position. But that comes and goes. It's one of those things I can do in practice when I can, no consequences, reload another ball and off I go. But yeah, maybe not quite so much on the course. So under pressure, a little bit different. So but that's sort of the main things, isn't it? And then obviously heavy strikes and these sort of stuff, which obviously are potentially tied in. So. Yeah, that's the main challenge for the last 12 months, isn't it? So.
Well, I think you've done a great job. We might, if you find some before videos, we might be able to share those on here as well from previous. But we'll check in on that, and then some of your strikes, and but let's just see how your body is, and we'll go from there. Hey.
Yep, absolutely. Let's do it.
Just getting into your normal setup position as though you had a 5-iron in your hand, and then from there, just get the arms across the chest, just get your normal posture essentially.
Yep.
So, and then from there, we're going to imagine you've got a bucket of water. Here's your pelvis, and you're going to tip the water out, arch the lower back, and then you're going to flatten the lower back, get the water bucket level, and then tip it out again. Just go back and forth a few times. Any pain or anything doing that?
It's not pain, but I definitely shake a little bit doing it. So it's like, because obviously don't have the, I don't know, there's obviously not a lot of strength in there, and especially going that way. This way is not so bad, but certainly going back this way, it's a bit of a shake there. So I don't know whether that's, you know, what's that, core or something, but yeah, I don't feel like I've quite got the strength there. So
it's not back anymore?
That's it before it starts getting a bit uncomfortable.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yes, you go. Do you mind if I just hold your shoulders?
Yeah, mate.
Yeah, so keep going. Let me know if it gets any better or just the same.
Yeah, about the same, I suppose. It feels to me harder to go this way.
Which way?
Go out towards you rather than back there, strangely enough.
Actually, to look at it, it's actually a bit more restricted going.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Feels different, but yeah, fair enough, interesting.
The opposite this time, so low body stable and rotating just the upper half.
Yeah.
Again, just imagine you keeping your eye on your ball there. Yeah. Can you keep these any more stable? Right, do you mind if I hold your hips?
Yep.
Okay, let me know if that gets any easier.
That's much harder.
So less range.
Yeah.
But try and do that same thing, keeping this stable. You're shaking a bit there, aren't you?
Yeah, I know. Shocking, isn't it?
All right.
If only I could say it was because I'm 58 years old. Not so much.
That's great, mate. Round again for each side. Pretty even. Okay, and then we're taking your arms out of the equation a bit.
Yep.
Just popping those across your chest like that. Just have another go
Same
there.
thing, yep.
Yeah. Round. Just have a look there. Okay, just poking the eye with this thing. Okay, cool. And other side. Okay.
Well, it definitely got worse at that than the last time we did this, that's for sure. We do that one again. Yeah, no, that's actually quite difficult on the left foot, which is strange, because footy and everything, I was always right-footed, so you'd think I'd have a little bit more in that, but anyways.
Yeah. So you right-footed in footy, but you left-handed?
Oh man, I'm all over the place, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, left-handed in everything except for golf. Yeah.
Next one is just toe touch, so pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah.
Just take it steady as you go down.
This will be a big old red mark on this one, mate. Yeah, that is it for me.
Yes, sir. Let's come back up there. So, yeah, I mean, one thing I know you've struggled with a bit in the past is early extension.
Yeah.
So that squat and that toe touch test right there are two of the main things that will predispose you a bit to that in the swing. So, yeah, that's a bit of a connection there that we already sort of knew.
Yeah, that's something I've not been able to do for a long time. So, yeah.
Rotate it back as far as you can go. Yeah. Let's come around this side in front of the camera. This time, same thing, but in your golf posture. So if you want to take your setup. Yeah, beautiful. And then from there. Yeah. Okay, cool. Yep, and then your golf posture. Arms straight and locked out. Same distance apart, keep them same distance, and then you'll hit an end range. Okay, I'm just going to come on the other side and have a look. You got any more? Is that, yeah,
That's pretty much it.
alrighty, cool. Okay, got a little bit more range through that side there. Okay, overall pretty restricted on that,
Yeah.
on that one. Yeah.
But I don't feel like that's got any better since the last time we did it, which, you know, that's on me. Got to do my exercises. So.
All good. To your right to start with, as far as you can. And then same thing to your left. Where are you feeling that? Is it more in the glutes, the hamstring, quads, back?
That's hamstrings more than anything else.
Any cramping?
No.
No.
Not yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably, hamstrings, I suppose, on that one.
Yeah, it's coming down. Have a rest there. How about there?
Don't feel a lot of strain in that one at all, actually. Maybe, I suppose, if I try and lift a little bit more, but yeah, that's probably just in the glute, I guess.
Cool, great. Left side, there you go. Yeah. This way first. Yeah, and then to your right. Okay, elbows in by the side, and then just going to turn the palms up and palms down. Any issues there? No. Now with your arms out, can you hinge your wrists up and down okay? Yep, flexing down as much as you can. Ah, we know you can bow your wrists.
Yeah, we've done 6 months of work to get rid of that. Yeah.
And then extending, not the other way. looks okay, and then we'll do the right side. So, any more? Okay, just compare that to your left. Yeah, interesting.
I can feel that up there too. Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
Yes, that one's a little bit more restricted than your left,
Yeah.
so, okay. So just with that one again here, from that extension standpoint, have you got any more through there? Because
that's me done. I can't go any further than that.
I'd say it's enough, but yeah,
Yeah.
but cool, all right.
Yeah.
You think what I'm thinking?
Yeah.
You think
what
sense. You think what I'm thinking?
Yeah.
Could that be the?
Yeah.
Don't know.
Yeah. 100%.
Just-
Absolutely. Sitting on a mouse all the time. Yep. Absolutely.
All right, Blair. That's the screen done. How you feeling?
Yeah. Intrigued to see what this comes out with because I don't. Anecdotally, that felt worse than the last time we did it. So,
Okay.
See what happens.
Well, let's complete and see what golf fitness handicap it's given us this time. So we've got a 34. Of course, doesn't mean that you're 34 handicapper in golf. It just gives you something there to, again, as a baseline to look to improve that, as we'd look to with our golf handicaps. So yeah, we've got a mix of few reds and greens, and if we look here on the sort of AI here, it'll give us basically, there's a high chance that some of these things are happening in your swing and your body might be causing that. So you've got the chance of loss of posture, which we certainly see a bit, particularly in the downswing, and we see a little bit of some of these other ideas, but that's something we're going to look at today. So there's a big correlation to your body causing a little bit of that as well. So we'll just be cognizant of that as we start to work on that from a technique perspective. So yeah, great. So what this is going to give us now is a mobility program to improve some of those areas, and the AI is going to generate that for you. What sort of time schedule would you be able to commit to? Obviously?
I mean, I could definitely do more, but I think realistically, if I went for say like a 45-minute, that's probably me. I think if I tried to commit to anything more than that, I'm not going to do it. Let's be honest. It's just whereas a 30 or 45, I can do that. I need to be a bit more disciplined myself, but yeah, that's easy enough. I should be able to do that. No worries.
Let's go 30. Hey?
Yeah, done.
Let's
All
go
right,
30.
let's do that.
Great. Some of these I'm seeing on here, there's some great ones, and again, knowing your swing, some areas I'd love to sort of target. We can do some workarounds, guys, here as we get going, but biggest bang for buck's going to be really in that thoracic area and through the hips. So I will tailor this a little bit. I'll use this for now, but away from the camera, guys, I'm just going to tailor that to some more specific things for Blair as well, depending on what we see again today. So that's going to generate you a program that's now on your app, ready to go.
Beautiful.
But yes, I will tweak that slightly.
Cool.
Okay.
Sounds good.
All right, good job. Let's get into some golf balls.
Let's do it.
All right. All right, buddy, let's get warmed up. Let's hit a few shots, take it steady.
The heavy contact is still there occasionally.
You can see those shots high in the face there, what it does to your spin numbers
Yeah.
as well, and obviously your smash factor, so that's obviously a key piece.
That's better. An actual clean one.
So backswing's looking so improved with the work you've done over the last, 12 months you've been working on that?
Yeah, and it's just, it's the one thing I sort of default back to when I'm just having a bad practice session or whatever, is just making sure that, that part of it is still solid. The rest of it is obviously the work in progress, but as long as I know that's in a decent spot, everything else should be almost doing what it has to do.
In terms of ball flight preference, obviously I'm aware, but just for the viewers at home,
Yeah.
what do what would your preference be? What would you like to see?
I'm trying to get a little draw going because I just think the more I lean into a fade, I think over time it's just then going to be worse for this stuff that we're working on. It'll just be very easy for that to get away from me because I'm trying to sort of hit left. So I think the draw is the preferred option.
Yeah.
Because it's sort of, from an intention standpoint, it's just a bit, it makes a bit more sense to be able to get it down there to then, start it right and get it to come back. So
Yeah.
that is the intention anyway. But that's the problem with the draw though. Then when I do tip it out, it starts straight or slightly left and just goes further left. So if it all syncs up in the right spot, it's fine, but yeah.
So what shot shape have you been getting of late when you have struck it well?
A good strike is a bit of draw.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's very easy out on the course for that to turn into a pull. That's not a good swing.
Right, let's get a few more blades, get a few more warm-ups, and then we'll have a little look.
Yep, that's about what I expect. Yeah, and I think this is the frustration I have when I'm doing my practice. Yeah, okay, I can see that happen. I can look at the video and I've probably tipped it out. Yeah, cool. And then I can sort of adjust. But obviously I don't get that chance on the course, so it's just not ingraining, I suppose, is it?
Well, let me know when you're warmed up and we'll have
Yep.
a look. You happy?
Yeah, yep.
Yeah. Should we get stuck in?
Let's do it, mate.
All right, let's have a look at some of the information from the screen. Look at your ball flights here. So if you look at your actual swing direction, you are getting that out to the right. So with your downward attack angle, your path is certainly in a good spot for that draw. How you're getting there is, as we've discussed, that dynamic lie is getting a little bit high, up at sort of 68, 69 degrees. And just for the viewers at home there, that's essentially the difference between the ground and the shaft. So that is basically getting higher at impact, can present the toe more into the ground, and it typically tends to be a little bit of a reaction to a bit of early extension as well, which we might see in there. But so that's the number. Some nice centered strikes, just a bit high, obviously a bit heavy in terms of strike location. But yeah, you are getting that into out path, but perhaps not in the way we'd optimally like to. So we know you've got good speed, just cruising there, just warming up and gradually just easing into an ice. We know you sit around 90 without hardly any effort, so you've got a huge asset there in terms of speed. So setup's looking solid. You've done some great work on there and the grip in recent times. And good posture. One just for a moment. So, I mean, you've just done some tremendous work with that backswing. Mega impressed with that. Again, we might be able to get a older swing for the viewers at home, but
It was very out and lifty, wasn't it?
it certainly was, yeah. I'll try and draw, but yeah, essentially your hands would be coming out here, the club would be getting very laid off at the top. And then as you pulled on the handle, the club would tip out very, very late. So now, in a much better spot, that sort of deeper, steeper backswing, if you like, getting that sensation of feeling like you're more across the line, but really just getting into some wonderful spots here. And that really tends to help then that flow of the swing, getting the club to lay down a little bit in the downswing. And so that's helped you. I mean, previously that would tip out even more. And so, you're doing a pretty good job, but you're really good at the top. You've stayed in posture beautifully. And I think you've done a good job of not swinging too far for your body. We know in the screen, we've got some restrictions in that right side through here, thoracic a little bit as well, and certainly in the lats. So I love how you've got the foot flared out here. That helps support that rotation. Again, this is more for the viewers at home to know what adaptations we've made. And that allows you to get that turn, that depth, without forcing your body where it doesn't want to go. As you get to the top, you sort of hit that end range and you don't push it any further, which is good. And that lead arm more across your shoulders, which is great. So again, with that lat mobility test, I think that's nice for what your body wants to do. The challenge there, then your way of shallowing it at the moment, as we can see, that shaft does get a little bit steep, and now from here you'll start to see this backing up of your upper body to allow room to get that club, shallowed in late. And then you get that high handle sort of coming in through here, and that's that dynamic lie toe a little bit into the ground. So you are really extending a little bit, but for me as well, it's that body's backing away quite a bit through here. From the front on view, again, pretty good turn. And then sort of, from this position here, we've backed up a bit, and now we'll just throw that club a little bit early into the ground. And there can be your heavy strikes, so we just throw it in a little bit early. Just slightly in that sort of position, as we know and what we've sort of worked on. But overall, a lot of good things in there, a lot of good aspects. Backswing's looking so pure. I know we've worked so hard on that, and it's so much better. That's amazing. So yeah, really, Blair, I guess there's two aspects to it, isn't it? At this stage, it's finding what allows you to get that club a little bit shallow a little bit earlier. And then it's sort of, we know that's our longer term project, is then working on our body, our ability to sort of cover the ball, maybe not only extend quite as much and back away from it. So there's kind of two aspects to this really. All the while working on some low point control for strikes. So all makes sense?
Yep, absolutely. Yeah. And as I say, from a practice standpoint, I can stand here in the bay and I can work on bits and pieces and get it to feel a certain way. But it's nice and easy when I can just reload another ball and look at every shot on the camera. But say that doesn't happen on the course. So I suppose it's am I just making, I don't know, compensations to make it look good on the camera, and it's not necessarily actually all that functional in the swing in terms of keeping this sort of back to target sort of stuff, but exaggerating that looks great on the camera. Is it actually producing anything different from a ball strike? Not necessarily. It's still, I'm still capable of a heavy strike and all these sort of things. So it's, I can trick the camera and make it look good, make myself feel good, but it doesn't necessarily translate into a better shot. So.
Well, here's the thing, and I think this is for the viewers at home as well, is one of Tiger's quotes back in the day. When you're making a swing change, it's kind of, we've spoken about this as well, it's got to understand what you're trying to do and why, and then it's got to look good before it feels good. And then, when it starts to feel good, then it might perform well in practice, then might perform well just out there with your buddies, on the course, and then eventually in competition. So I think getting it to look in the right spots first, and what we might do here is take the results off for a moment and just get you in that good spot again.
Yep.
Where you get it, shallow a little bit early, find your feels.
Yep.
And because from a swing perspective, I'll just demonstrate here on the camera too. So, if we do get that little bit steeper earlier, then if you've got to kind of do something from there, haven't you? So we sort of back up to create room to get the club down to the ball, but then that creates that little bit of tone to the ground, maybe in that heavy strike, and so we want to sort of give a reason not to do that and then train out of it. So if we can get that club that little bit shallower early in that downswing, so that then we can start to train covering the ball a little bit better, hands might be a little bit lower, you might maintain a bit of that for a little bit longer so you don't hit into the ground a bit earlier. So I guess our next project is this downswing piece, and then how the body moves to impact. Again, just a reminder, guys, that swing changes take time, and it's not an overnight thing. And so let's get that looking good in that downswing phase, and then we'll talk about some of the training you can do from a physical standpoint and some ideas to help you, less backing up and less movement. Obviously, the body's going to be contributing to that a bit as well. So, so what are the feels we've worked on just of late in that's looked good, but perhaps not performed well yet?
Yeah, and just from the sort of anti-early extension stuff, which you know, as long as everything else is doing what it's doing, I start to sort of play a little bit with that sort of thing. And the only sort of thoughts I've had with that is really feeling like I've got that sort of, you know, weight going that way in the transition. So not just towards the target, but sort of a little bit further back, and then really pushing off that front foot. But it's, I think again, I can get the backside of it looking fine.
Yeah.
But I still come off that, so it's still a bit of that. So it's trying to get it all together is the hard part, and obviously sequence it and all that sort of thing. So, but what I do find, of course, is that when I'm working on that and it doesn't all come together, I think that push doesn't help this.
Yeah.
So it's difficult to get all that to match up properly.
Yeah, and that's a tough thing. If you just want to go to top again, I'll show you the views as well. Because early extension, if you take that out, that's actually a shallowing mechanism. So by Blair, as he gets a little bit steep, typically as he starts to, shallow, to get the club shallow, that's why he sort of stands up here, helps him shallow the club. So if you just go back to the downswing again, Blair, there. Now if he got steep here and then started to cover the ball more, less early extension, that actually will get the club, all else being equal, to tip more out, and it's actually going to not be conducive to the ball flight that the Blair wants. So if we just attacked early extension straight away, then that's probably not ideal right here because of what I've just said. So what we need to do, just to the top again, Blair. So you're really good to the top. You've got the dominoes stacking beautifully in your favour from setup through to the backswing. Again, just for reference for the viewers, your backswing used to be, just in case we can't find the video from before, your backswing used to be a little bit more, well, you show me.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely used to be sort of lifty up here, and it would sort of tip down, lay off really, and obviously we struggled with this wrist that I was bowing a lot, but it would start from there. It'd have to sort of go that way because it was coming out this sort of direction. So yeah, I have sort of worked hard to get the hand path a little bit more structured, and then the shaft can come up a bit steeper.
And what did that backswing cause? So again, if we get to this position where it used to be a bit lifty and then a bit more laid off early, almost like you're trying to shallow it early.
Yeah, 100%. I was trying to shallow it before I'd even finised the backswing. And the end result is the next thing is it has to go that way. Yeah, it's got no other way to go. So I don't, I'm not coordinated enough to keep it there and still, drop it like this. So the end result, I just yank on the handle and everything would go that way. So
and obviously Blair, you're left-handed as well, aren't you?
Yeah, so left hand is the dominant. So which probably doesn't help a lot in that sense. But no, certainly the old backswing would definitely get me, especially if I was really trying to shallow the club, it would be. Yeah, I'd watch the videos and I'm here already halfway through. Like I'm not even left arm parallel and I'm starting to do this sort of stuff. So yeah, got rid of that. So it's hand path a bit more structured and a bit steeper on that shaft a bit further up. So
love it. Yeah. So a few guys can do that. John Rahm and a few others can get away with that. Yeah. No, I love it. You've done an awesome job. So again, just going to the top again. So these fields, we've worked on a few ideas. So from the top there, it's allowing that centre of mass of the club instead of, as he pulls, instead of it tipping out that way. Now, because it's more in this position, it's going to fall a bit more this way. That's the idea. But some of the fields we've worked on is those circular fields with the wrists, the arms, lowering the arms a bit sooner, keeping the back close to the target. A lot of things a lot of viewers might relate to when they've tried to stop a move where they tip the club out. So maybe just try some, even if we do some without the ball, and just do a few swings. I'll record it, and we'll see how that's looking. Again, look good before it feels good. So let's do a few there without the ball.
And it's certainly one of those things, if I, again, really easy to do in the bay here when I'm practicing, but doesn't translate to the course, is, the alignment stick down at the 430 position and, just trying to match it up. I can do that in here, but the awareness of that goes away, obviously, on the course. So it's, and again, it's a bit of a forced position, I suppose. So it's not something that carries over under pressure anyway.
Do you feel that the backswing itself is now pretty much solid on the golf course?
Yeah. Well, the takeaway's part of it at least. Yeah, for sure. Again, I think if I'm not concentrating, I can get a little bit out sometimes, but I catch myself pretty quick and go, right, don't do that anymore. So. you know, and the result tells me I've done that. So, but yeah, no, for the most part, I think the takeaway and backswing is pretty solid on the course. It's the next part that's the issue. So, yeah.
This is what I love, and I think good for people at home as well to understand. It's taken you like a year or so to get it fairly comfortable with just the backswing, which is a bit easier to do than the downswing because it's over like that. And whereas pros, tour players, you know, they'll do a lot of these things off season where possible. It's not much of an off season these days, but you know, it takes them a long time to get comfortable with it on the course. Never mind doing it on the range, and they're doing it every single day. Yeah. And but I think for a lot of us, you know, everyday golfers, is we've got more to gain than we have to lose by making some of these changes. So, you know, hopefully our scores steadily improve during the time, but overall, it's good to get stuck in and do the work. So, all right, let's do some fields. Let's take some videos. So, let's see. Let's have a look at that. Really solid backswing there. Yeah. So guys, that's exactly what we're looking for.
Yeah, but even then, I've again, maybe I'm being overcritical of myself, but looking at that, because I was already thinking about the downswing a little bit, I did get a little bit, So again, that's the struggle I have. Just the brain gets ahead of me, unfortunately.
But if you did that on the course, I'd be very happy.
Yeah,
I'd be very happy.
It's certainly nothing like I used to do. That's for sure.
Yeah.
And yeah, if I could get the club there every time, I'd be laughing. But it's just
And then we'd be able to train, because you're shallower early. We'll be able to train you, you know, not backing up because you wouldn't need to.
Yeah.
You wouldn't need to. So yeah, it's good.
Really easy to do without a ball there.